Hey guys, this is a round leather knife I'm working on. It's going to be a 288 layer Damascus billet. Right here you have the billet in the forge heating up. Um, it's 15 and 20, 1080. I'm getting ready to put it in the press right here. Give it a light little squeeze to set my initial forge welds. Don't want to press too much because it can kind of duck bill the billet if you push too much. So give it a few light taps just to get those welds set. Make sure the whole billet's solid. Now this next heat, I'm going to probably squeeze it a little bit more. Yeah, just to go ahead and get the weld set even further and go ahead and it'll start drawing it out a little bit. Not a whole lot. This is a 12-ton coal iron forge press. It works really well for the job that I'm doing. So it's starting to cool off a little bit. Go ahead and put it back in the forge. Another flat die heat. Giving it a little bit more squeeze. There, I'm pressing on the vertical side, so it'll flatten everything out, make sure the whole block is even. Now this one I am turning it onto the 45 to upset the billet. So if it splits here, I know that my welds weren't properly set, so it gives me a good idea if not everything went correctly. Plus it'll give it kind of a rounded shape with the layers on the ends. Man, the billet retained a lot of heat, so I went ahead and just gave it a few more squeezes. Now I've changed to the changed to my other dies to actually give me some more length. So they're rounded, so when it squeezes down in a smaller spot. Drawing die, that's what I was wanting to say. So it's drawing it out longer, and it'll actually give it kind of a wavy shape in the billet once you can get it cut and etched. So. Yeah, so I will continually use my drawing dies to get it a lot longer length. Basically, as long as I can get it in the forge, which about 14 inches is about where my forge will stop at. Right there, I believe my rebar handle broke off, or something happened. No, my vice grips popped off the end of the rebar, so I had to reattach those. Yeah, I made a mistake of my rebar handle there was too short. I wasn't able to grab it and use it as my handle from the forge because it was actually pulling a lot of heat back out. So I had to throw some old vice grips on and use those. But here I'm almost to the length I need, and then I can just use my regular squaring um, dies. So actually on that one I went ahead and took it over to my anvil and flattened it out to make it a little bit not so much banana. So here I'm just trying to take out those ripples from the drawing dies and to try to get an even thickness for when I do cut and restack. It'll all be somewhat uniform. It's not going to be perfect. I don't have stoppers to stop at, so I just kind of eyeball it, give it within, I don't know, 1/16 of an inch. So here I think after this heat, I went ahead and broke the handle off and spun it around in the forge to go ahead and heat that last little bit. Yep. So I'm holding on with a pair of tongs or maybe the vice grip. Yeah, there's a pair of my tongs I have just to get that back half of that billet forged out. So there I'm just using a big wire brush wheel just to try and knock the forge scale off of it best I could. Now I'm going to have to go through with the hand. I went ahead with the hand grinder and grind a little bit off, but right here I'm cutting off the end piece. It's just an area that just does not get welded real well just by how things get smushed out. So I just cut it off and I will use it as a test etch just to kind of see what my pattern looks like. But I'm just using the standard cutoff wheel with a 4.5 inch angle grinder. I do have safety glasses, respirator maybe, and earplugs. So after I get those end pieces cut off, I'll go ahead and cut them to the length I need to make 4 even billets to stack up. That'll give me close to like 72 layers. Okay. Yeah, right here I have all of my pieces that I cut to length cooling off in the bucket. So now what I need to do is go ahead and grind them all down to where the sides and top and bottom are smooth. Makes it easier to forge weld. So I'm going to be doing this 4 different times just so I can get all my surfaces that are touching smooth. Just makes forge welding a lot easier. So yeah, now I'm going to be grinding the flats where the pieces will be touching each other. So these need to be very smooth. I'm using a 24 grit combat abrasive belt on this. They don't have to be like mirror smooth. They just got to have be free of debris. You don't want any voids in there to create maybe a little air. Okay, so here is my etch. So that was 18 layers where I'm at right now. So I'll restack that, then I'll get 72, restack it again to give me 288. But that's how the how it looks right now. So there's my billet. After I cut it, I'll restack. So that's right there, 72 layers. I'll go ahead and tack weld all the corners and edges and weld on a handle, a little bit longer handle.